Robbie's got a gold watch. Don't seem like a whole lot after 30 years of driving up and down the interstate. But Robbie's had a good life, and Robbie's got a good wife.
What's going on, everybody? We got about 28 miles left in Michigan, and I thought, hey, why not share some of this wonderful road through Michigan with my awesome subscribers? Yeah. Now, the federal government, specifically Department of Transportation, wants us to maintain our trucks and for them to be road worthy. Well, how in the hell are we supposed to keep our trucks road worthy when the roads are beating the ever-loving hell out of our trucks? Alright, let me give you a hypothetical. Miss America contest. Contestant's about to walk out on the stage. It's a beauty contest, right? She gotta look pretty, got her makeup done. Well, just before you walk out there, you smack the shit out of her 3 or 4 times, rough her up a little bit, and then send her out on the stage. What's the freaking chances she's gonna win? You see what I'm saying? Get it? Huh? Does that make sense? You want to win the beauty contest, but you can't win it if somebody beats the shit out of you right before you walk on stage. Your hair is all jacked up, your lip is bloody, you got a black eye, your dress is all torn. Yeah, good luck winning that beauty contest. So you see what I'm saying? How in the hell are we supposed to have road-worthy trucks when the roads are literally beating the shit? Sorry, excuse my language, I'm just really... Right now it's very smooth. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the smoothest road that I've been on since I've been in Michigan. Just before I turned the camera on, it was literally beating the ever-loving effing hell out of my truck. I'm like, my shocks are shot. Remember I had that broke leaf spring? You wonder how it happened? Duh! You know, your wheels all out of balance. Wonder how that happened. Even your lights, man. If your lights are jarred enough, vibrated enough, you're gonna have blown bulbs, you're gonna have loose wires, you're gonna have stuff that's gonna come apart. I mean, this stuff is only built so tough. It's not bulletproof. And the roads are just horrific. But I'm honest with you, right now it's the smoothest it's been since I've been in Michigan. And I was all the way up there to Romulus, whatever it's called, very close to Detroit. It was beating the hell out of me up that way. We're on I-94 coming across trying to get down to Indiana. And I'm not singling out Michigan, saying Michigan is the only one that has bad roads like this. Because trust me, there's a lot But I'm chewing your ass because you can't run a mile in 6 minutes. You see what I'm saying? Hello, pot calling the kettle black. How can they judge us and hold us to a standard that they can't even meet themselves? Yeah, I mean, their equipment is good, but their roads suck. And last time I checked, Department of Transportation is the one that maintains the roads. And I understand right now me talking about this makes no damn sense because the road is just as smooth as silk. If I turned the camera on 5 minutes earlier, we would have plenty to talk about. But I'm telling you, ask anybody that goes into Michigan. Ooh, I-75, holy mother effing Lord of Jesus. I-94 coming out of Detroit. Woo, Lord help us. Yeah, I mean, something's got to be done, man. Either they got to lighten up on us a little bit, or either they got to fix the damn roads. You know what I'm saying? And I'd much rather them. I don't mind. I can take the heat, but you can't hold me to one standard that you can't even meet yourself. You can't tell someone, hey, you're not allowed to weigh but this much, and then you weigh double that. You know what I'm saying? That would be like me telling truckers, hey, y'all gotta lose some weight, y'all gotta do this, you gotta do that. And then here my fat ass is walking around, you know, you laugh in my face. I just think, I don't know, the whole thing pisses me off that they take so much money from us. Like right now, I'm almost to Indiana. We got 20 miles to go and we'll be in Indiana. Now, drive through Indiana over by Gary and I get into Illinois. Well, I'm going to buy fuel when I get into Illinois. And let me tell you why. Because the IFTA tax in Illinois is 74 cents a gallon. Think about that for a second. 74 cents of every gallon of fuel sold is tax. So, I want to say the pump price is about $3.95, somewhere in there. Nearly 20% of every gallon sold goes to our IFTA tax. That don't include local tax, state tax, all these other taxes. If you took out all the taxes, at $3.95 would probably be about $2. And if I only had to pay $2 a gallon for diesel, then your couch, your clothes, your food, everything down the line, baby, would be significantly cheaper. Because I could take less money for hauling the load. Every time diesel prices go up, cost of consumer goods goes up because the more we have to charge the shippers, receivers, the more they have to charge you, the customer, to cover those shipping costs. I'm telling you, baby, I know what I'm talking about. That crap because every time they raise prices, they lose a customer. Because some of us just can't afford it. I mean, it's sad to think right now we have people in this country that are maybe only eating once or twice a day because they can't afford 3 meals a day. And that's sad, man. I mean, you have people that are having to choose between buying gas so they can get back and forth to work, or what kind of food they buy, or how much they buy. I mean, you got people buying bologna and light bread so that they can afford gas to get back and forth to work. 4 or 5 years ago, they were buying hamburger meat, chicken, you know, they could afford to buy some meat, you know. They could afford to cook a decent dinner. They can afford to go out to dinner. Nobody can afford nothing now, man. We're eating at the house more. We're eating cheaper food that's not as good for us. Less salad, because salad costs more. We're eating more cheap junk food. Cheap processed food. I mean, it's a trickle-down effect. It goes all the way down to your health. Your life expectancy is altered by a poor economy. And I don't care how much you hate Orange Man. Orange Man, bad. He's going to take away our democracy. He's going to take away women's reproductive rights. We got to stop. He's the worst ever. He's Hitler. We got to stop Hitler. We can't let Hitler get in the Oval Office again. Oh, God. We got to vote for a corpse. A corpse would be better. Are you really that freaking stupid? Think back 5 years ago before the pandemic. You had money in your pocket. You had food in your refrigerator. You had gas in your tank. Come on, man. Be honest with yourself. Look yourself in the freaking mirror and tell me your life wasn't better 5 years ago. Tell me. Because I don't believe it. I'm living it. Not only am I living it, there's hundreds of millions of Americans that are living the same reality. We don't have money in our pocket to spend now. I don't care how mean you think he is or what you think he might do. Because here's the thing, you need to stop and think about this logically. How can one person, one branch of government, and there's 3 branches now, all 3 branches, 2 out of the 3 have to agree to get something to go by. Donald Trump, Joe Biden, not nobody, not any one singular person can come in and take away our freedom. And never in the history of this world, since God Almighty gave Moses the 10 Commandments, has it been a right of anybody to take someone else's life because it inconveniences you. You can't take another person's life because it's inconvenient for you. Now, if your life is in danger and you're trying to protect yourself, that's different. I'm going to give you a really good scenario, and I want you to listen to what I'm telling you, okay? And I want you to think about this logically. Open your mind and think about it logically, okay? Just please do that for just for 1 minute. Open your mind and listen to what I'm fixing to say. I'm driving this truck right now. I have a choice to put on a seatbelt or not put on a seatbelt. I mean, I can break the law and not put it on, of course, which is what I do. I don't wear a seatbelt because it's my life, it's my choice. It's your life, it's your choice. You have that choice whether to have sex, whether to have unprotected sex, whether to take or not take birth control. You have all these choices, and these are reproductive rights. What you don't have a choice in is, once you've made that decision, whether you're using birth control or not using birth control, if something happens and you get pregnant, you took a risk. Whether I'm wearing this seatbelt or I'm not wearing this seatbelt, if I get in a wreck and die, it was my choice to get out here and drive this vehicle. Nobody is forcing me to drive this vehicle. Nobody. I can pull this son of a gun over right now on the shoulder of the road and never drive again. Nobody is forcing me to drive. I'm taking that risk. So if I die, if I get in a wreck, whatever happens to me is on me because I took that risk. If you have sex, whether it's with or without birth control, you know there's a possibility that you could get pregnant. That is a risk you are taking. There are no do-overs in life. Whatever happens, happens. There is no time machine. You can't undo what happened. My uncle by marriage, same age as me, my stepmother's little brother, recently died. I loved him like a brother. We had the most fun. We would take his daddy's pickup truck, go riding on the dirt roads. We were like 12, 13, 14 years old. Man, we had fun. We'd get in the tractors and ride around on the farm and play, jump around on the hay bales. We'd get out in the fields and play baseball, football. I mean, we just had a good time. I always loved going and seeing him, hanging out with him. His name is Chester Chapman. And I thought the world of Chester. I love Chester. Like I said, we had so much fun together as teenagers and kids. And I didn't know this because we kind of lost contact. We didn't stay in touch with each other after the divorce, where my stepmother divorced my biological father. So he took up paragliding. You know, where you got like a parachute, you got a little motor, like a lawnmower motor or something strapped on your back there with a big fan or whatever blowing, and you fly around, right? Paragliding. I didn't know he had took that hobby up, but apparently he had. And on the 4th of July, he was paragliding, and something happened, and he flew into a power line and was killed. His face was burnt beyond recognition. I'm assuming his face got into the power line, and he was murdered. Well, not murdered. He died. It was a tragic accident. He doesn't get a do-over. He can't say, "Oh, wait, I changed my mind. I don't want to do this. Let me back up, and I won't go paragliding no more." He doesn't get a do-over. Do you understand what I'm telling you? He's gone on to meet his maker. And he'll never be back on this earth again. He chose to get on that paraglider and live his life and have fun. And I'm not knocking him for that. People love having sex. It's awesome. I enjoy it myself. But if you're going to do that, and you know there's the possibility that a life could be made from doing this, then it's on you if it happens. You don't get a do-over. You chose to have sex. Nobody has ever died from not having sex. In the history of the world, nobody has died because they said, no, I'm not going to have sex. I'm going to stay celibate for the rest of my life. They never died from that, okay? So your having sex is a choice, a decision that you are making in your mind. And I know what you're saying. They might get raped, there might be incest, and there are exceptions for that. And I agree there should be exceptions for that. President Trump agrees there should be exceptions for that. No one is disputing there should be exceptions for rape, incest, and the life of the mother in jeopardy. If someone is disputing that, saying no, there shouldn't be those exceptions, then I disagree with them, and I will stand with you to fight that. And so will President Trump. But in life, when you make a decision like Chester made, you don't get a do-over. So if you are making that decision and you're having sex and you get a girl pregnant, a woman pregnant, that's it. You're going to have that baby, and that's what you should have to do. Now, whether you keep the baby or put it up for adoption is up to you. You have that option. No one is forcing you to raise a baby. But by law, you cannot kill that baby. Whether it's 12 weeks old or whether it's 12 years old, 12 months old, you can't kill that baby. And people need to understand that. You're inconvenienced because you got pregnant. No one is forcing you to get pregnant. No one is taking away your reproductive rights. You can have sex, you can make a baby in a test tube, in a bedroom, a bathroom, in a car, wherever you want to have sex and get pregnant, that is on you. You can do that. You have that right. This is not China. You can have as many children as you want here in the United States. I know people that have had 5, 6, 7, 10 babies, and there's no law against it. You can have as many babies as you want to have. God willing. But you cannot kill one of those babies. And it doesn't matter whether they're living in your womb or if they're living in your living room. That is a human life. It has its own distinctive DNA. That baby's DNA that is inside your body, that baby's blood type that is inside that body, is that baby. That baby's DNA is similar to your DNA, but it's not your DNA completely. It's a part of you, just like it's a part of the person who created it, the Father. Both of you share that DNA with that baby. But neither one of your DNAs is a complete match to that DNA. That baby's DNA is its own distinctive DNA. Everybody's DNA is its own unique DNA. Your own distinct heart and soul. Made by God Almighty. And you do not have the right to take that life because you're inconvenienced. I never understood that until later in life. And I sat down and I listened and I thought about it. reflect upon what I've said and understand that with choices comes reward, grief, consequences. There's numerous things that can come out of your decision. Not all are good, not all are bad. But you made that decision and now you have to live with it. As far as the democracy thing, we're not a democracy to start with. We're a constitutional republic. What that means is you can't have 5 million or 30 million people in California and 10, 15, 20 million in New York get together and say, all right, we're gonna decide for everybody else. Everybody gets a vote. Everybody's vote should be equal, so that the people in Nebraska, the people in Wyoming, the people in New York, people in California, people in Texas, Florida, no matter what state you're in, everybody's vote should count. And based off of your population is how many electoral votes you have. So, hypothetically speaking, I guess if you have a larger population, you have more say. But it's not a one-for-one kind of thing. Some people agree with that, some don't agree with that. I believe more in states' rights. I believe each state should be able to make its own laws, have its own Department of Transportation, its own Department of Education, Health, and everything else. That way, if I like the way things are done in Florida, for instance, I can live in Florida. If I like the way things are done in New York, I can move to New York. I can go to whichever state it is that I like, that has the laws and the policies that I agree with, and I can live there. So if you're living in New York and you don't like what's going on in there, you can move somewhere else, like Florida. If you're in Florida and you're like, I like what they're doing in New York, you can move to New York. No one is forcing you to live somewhere you don't want to live. We all have choices, and that's what makes this country so great. No one is taking away your freedom. But we have to get fuel prices down. Because I have said this all my life. Well, take that back. I have said ever since I became a truck driver and understand that the cost of diesel reflects the cost of consumer goods, that so go diesel prices, so goes inflation and the cost of consumer goods. And right now the cost of diesel is insane. $4 or more a gallon in some states. And it takes over 200 gallons to fill my truck up. So you're looking at nearly $1,000 for me to fill up my fuel tanks so that I can drive 1,000 miles. already have thousands of natural gas trucks on the road. And I believe we can do that. Those are our two best choices. I'm not saying have a nuclear truck. What I'm saying is nuclear can make energy, electricity, whatever you want to call it. But we don't have the time to charge a truck for 2 days to get it so it can go 500 miles. That's not going to work. Plus the weight of the battery, it's just not feasible. I think we need to get away from electrical vehicles and go to something different. Whether it's a cleaner burning gas vehicle or a cleaner burning natural gas vehicle. I just don't think electricity, unless we can figure out a way, a car is creating power as it's going down the road, like if it has its own solar panels or something, so that it's feeding power from the sun into the car. And then you have rainy days, cloudy days, you know. It's just not a reliable source of energy. Neither is wind. That's why I said natural gas, nuclear power, stuff like that is more reliable. Check out that dadgum little camper, man. Is that cool as hell or what? I love that. That is freaking awesome. Alright, we're going to wind it up. Next time I'm going through Michigan, I will definitely start recording sooner. You guys didn't see near what actually happens in Michigan. Well, thank you so much for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, all that wonderful stuff y'all do. It makes my day so much better. In the meantime, keep an open mind, do your research, do not rely on the cable news networks, the network news networks, CBS, NBC, ABC, MSNBC, Fox. Don't listen to any of them sons of bitches. I don't trust them no further than I can throw them, any of them. Do your own research. Listen to the candidates. Research what they're telling you. And make your own decisions. Talk to people that you trust. Listen to what they have to say. Keep an open mind. Make your own decisions. Don't be led by a party or by a bunch of BS. Y'all stay safe. Keep moving forward. Don't give up. We're going to make this country